Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching In Depth
in San Francisco
on Now You Know. So we have to give a big shout out first to our buddy Jack, who came all the way down from far away.
Yes.
to come see us today in the city, and then led us to this perfect spot to shoot our in-depth episode. So,
Jack, come here real quick.
Yeah.
Just wanted to give you a quick thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We
So
wouldn't
great
be
meeting
seeing
you.
this if it weren't for Jack.
No,
we would be behind a fence or something.
Or in a parking lot.
Right.
Yeah.
This is amazing. We had no idea about it.
He knew right where to come.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Awesome.
So we thought we'd walk you through what we've done on this amazing San Francisco Fremont trip.
Yes.
And from day one. So we took a very early morning flight straight out to San Francisco, and we decided that first day we weren't going to try and do anything too harsh, right? So what did we do?
So we went to Golden Gate Park and walked around. We took in some of the sights.
We went to Stowe Lake.
Yep. We found an electric boat.
Yeah, an electric boat on the lake. Now
was...
I learned later that all of Golden Gate Park was man-made in the 1850s.
Yes.
This is a park that's bigger than Central Park in New York.
Right, and they made every inch of it. They had to
we're talking
truck in
hills, lakes,
right, valleys, trees.
Right.
Every plant was hand-picked, hand-selected, hand-planted.
So we walked around, went to the botanical gardens, we went to the flower conservatory. It was just a wonderful, relaxing day.
Yeah.
And I think that was really smart, just to kind of acclimate ourselves. And what's cool is that Bobby, who we brought along and has been doing excellent camera work and stuff so far, has never even been out of our time zone.
Right.
So Wednesday night then, we met our good friend Torbjörn from Sweden and his family, and we had a wonderful dinner.
From Sweden.
Yeah,
they flew all the way from Sweden just to go to this VIP tour.
They have Model X in Sweden.
Yep.
Or two, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And then our buddy Robert met us as well. He came up, he was 20 minutes south of the city. He came up to meet us too for dinner, and that was fantastic dinner. So much cool conversation about Tesla and everything electric.
It's wonderful whenever, Tesla people get together. It's just like a group of friends that, it's almost like you've already known each other.
Yeah, I felt like we'd known them forever,
time.
but we had just talked to each other on Facebook and met up for the first time. And
right.
It felt like now we're just the closest of friends. So that was amazing.
It was awesome.
So then that was our first day, and it was already amazing.
It was already fantastic.
So then Thursday
we walked around Fisherman's Wharf. We got some great footage. We really explored the entire city.
We did cable cars that day.
Yeah, we did cable cars. We did street cars. We did Ubers. We went all the way to Mission. We walked all across the whole city.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
We went to our buddy Frank's house.
Yes.
Or actually, first we went to where Frank works.
Oh, that's right. He has this beautiful photo lab in San Francisco where he makes these beautifully huge prints, and he works for companies like Pixar and so forth. It's just amazing to see his labs.
That was great. And then we went, got to go see the game.
Well, what's funny is that Bobby said he wanted to be able to take in a Golden State Warriors game while he was here, and I was like, Bobby, you're not going to be able to do that.
We're going to be too busy.
Right.
We're not going to be able to find a television.
This is a Tesla weekend,
right.
Bobby. But then it turns out that Frank and his wife are big Golden State Warriors fans.
So we got to watch the game.
Game one against the Cavs.
In their beautiful home in
Berkeley Hills.
In the Berkeley Hills, just overlooking the whole bay.
The most beautiful spot practically on Earth.
Jaw-dropping. I couldn't speak for at least 5 minutes. It was unbelievable. Then the next day we had to be up really early to go to the Fremont factory tour.
Yep, we met with the Hotel Zeta, and we bumped into
James Cook, who is now our best friend.
Our best friend from England, yes.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
We also met Trevor from Model 3 Owners Club.
So nice. What a nice guy.
Yeah, and we went on our tour. We got to, great tour of the factory. We got to see the Alpha Model 3 in person.
Can I just say, you see that car in person?
Right.
It is gorgeous. It's
from
most
every
most
angle.
Car companies, they make a luxury car and then they dumb down the rest of the cars. That's not the same here.
Right.
The Model 3 is a work of art like all the other cars. It is. I can see why Elon's been anti-selling it.
Yeah.
Because once you see it, you're like, wow, this thing's amazing.
Yeah.
I want it so bad.
I want it so bad now. I mean, I knew that I wanted it before I had seen it, and then I saw it and I was like, I have to have it. Now I saw it in person and I'm just like, that is my car.
Yes. If it hadn't been the Alpha and I thought it was drivable, I might have
just stolen it.
Yeah, just totally stolen it. Yeah. So tours, you get on into the factory, you get onto an electric tram, and they drive you in and out of the factory. Like, you're on every aisle practically of the factory. Everywhere you look is just amazing. There's just thousands of robots. You see these awesome workers making awesome cars, and it's not like the factory's closed. You're seeing the cars are being made while you're driving around.
They're making parts.
There's presses.
Huge presses, stamping things.
We did this tour last August.
Yeah.
There was so much more activity this time.
Yeah,
it's like
so many more robots, so many more employees.
And then in the parking lot, it's just a sea of Teslas.
That's true.
It's so awesome.
So it's just packed with cars. They have a valet service just to have the parking lots actually work.
And we saw the new BART station, which is up and running.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Super exciting. We were
wined and dined
by Tesla. They brought us to it seemed like one of their little convention centers next to Fremont. We got to listen to Franz speak about what inspires him and stuff like that, and he answered a couple of our submitted questions, and then we got to ask a couple questions.
Now, did he actually answer? So we submitted 5 of your viewer questions. I don't think he answered
any
yours.
of them, so that's too
he
bad.
answered kind of a bland cross-section of questions, and he didn't really give us any insights into anything, so to speak.
In terms of the Model 3.
In terms of the Model 3.
Yeah.
And there were some questions from the audience about the Model 3, and he quickly was like, nope, not going to go there.
Right.
But I felt pretty good. I got to he called on me, and I got to ask him a question, and I got the last question, and I got to say to him how much we appreciated him, and I think that was important, because we do. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be here.
Right. If the Teslas didn't look the way they did, if they were ugly, if they did not, really carry across the message of like, this car can go the distance.
Well, and
its performance.
He talked about the Model X with the Falcon wing doors, and he said when they sat down to design these rear doors, they were like, what about if they just went up and out of the way? And
right, they designed it from a functionality standpoint,
right,
which I think is so interesting, because anytime anyone sees the doors, they're just like, that's cool. But they don't say that's functional. Like,
right.
It's so funny, but it really is true that the doors on the Model X just sort of allow you to do way more than you can with any other kind of door.
Think about this. If you need to get into a big doorway, you need a big door. And if it folds out to the side, it just is going to hit something.
Right.
And the biggest thing that people say is, if they go up, they're going to hit something. But they don't hit something.
Right,
that's the amazing part.
Right. And I mean, you can fit in it because there's no roof. The roof gets out of your way.
Right.
So you don't have to, duck down or anything. It's just awesome.
Also, he talked about like the presenting door handles on the Model S, and the fact that he wanted to come up with something that would
welcome you to the car.
You'd feel good when you approached your car. Like, how many other designers think of that?
Right. No, it's just like, this is the car.
Right.
This is what it looks like. They talked about the interior. He talked about having a touchscreen. Basically, that's just something that you can update.
It will never get old.
It never gets old because buttons and dials, they can go out of fashion and stuff like that. And this touchscreen, you can keep updating it. It's just a computer. You can just keep updating it, making it better.
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting. Some really good insights.
So then we went back into the city, took a little breather, and got to interview Trevor from Model 3 Owners Club, which is cool. Got to interview him in bed, so check that out.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing that coming out pretty soon.
I mean, how often do you get to see YouTubers interviewing in bed? Well, at least on this type of channel.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, when in San Francisco, right? So, and then we went out to dinner with all these other YouTubers. I mean, Kim from Like Tesla.
Yeah.
Trevor from Model 3 Owners Club.
Yep.
James Cook from James Cook Vlog.
We got Ben Sullins from Teslanomics with Ben Sullins.
We got Ryan from Ride the Lightning.
Right.
I mean, all these awesome YouTubers, and Ben Sullins put this whole dinner together, which is fantastic.
Right. And then after dinner, we got this amazing conference room, and we were able to get interviews with basically everyone there. So those videos are going to be coming out as we edit them. Brent and Bobby are going to have their hands full, I think.
When a bunch of Tesla YouTubers get together, there's a lot of talking.
A lot of data that has to be generated.
So Ben helped us crunch all that data. We did stuff like try to figure out what kind of Model 3 we would get and when it would come out. So we got all that. And that went till pretty late.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to today, our last day here in San Francisco. We came out to the Presidio, had a beautiful breakfast, and walked around. And then we got to meet our friend Jack from Tesla, who's an intern at Tesla, and maybe someday soon a full-time employee at Tesla.
Absolutely.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we got to ask him cool questions and interview him, which you'll see.
We have a lot of interviews that are going to be coming out in the next couple days, weeks, months. Depends on how fast Bobby can edit them. He's gonna be a bit jet lagged.
There's gonna be a little Red Bull going on. In short, I thought that the whole thing was going to be about the tour and the Franz question and answer.
It's really been about the people that we've met.
It totally has been.
I am just so grateful to everyone, from all of our viewers to our Patreon supporters who make this kind of thing possible. I mean, I don't think we would have been able to afford this in its entirety.
Yeah.
It really helped offset the cost to have Patreon supporters that are willing to support what we do. And also a big shout out to people who used our referral code, because that's the only reason we got the VIP tours.
That's right.
You used our referral code.
But you got to be our friends.
You do have to be our friends.
If you want to use our referral code, reach out to us on Facebook and tell me something that you know about me.
Let's just have a little conversation.
Right.
You know, I mean, we have a lot in common.
That's right.
Every Tesla person I meet ends up being my friend in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think you could probably make that work if you're thinking about getting a Model S or X.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and supporting us. Make sure you subscribe and like us. And now you know.